Hey you guys, so I am back with another video, and like in my last video, I'm going to be doing like this self-help series for those of you who just are struggling in life to find out where you belong, what your purpose is, and who just really want to improve on themselves. So like I told you guys before, I'm still doing improvement on myself every day, but I feel like it is one of my duties to teach and to help people feel better about themselves, because we already know life is hard enough as it is. So we're going to jump right into this. So today's topic, I wanted to talk about how you can, stop the limiting beliefs about yourself and to really focus on yourself and to trust in your intuition about things that you go through in life. So I feel like as women, we have like that really strong intuition. I feel like in general, we all have intuition, like men, women, we all have that. But women, there's just something else in us. Like there's that women's intuition, which is so strong. And to tap into that intuition, I mean, you would be amazed at how many things that you're actually going to discover about yourself, and situations that you actually are going to avoid because you already know, like you just feel it in your gut. So if you guys watched my last video, you know I shared like a lot about myself, and I also shared a little bit about, some of my intuition that I felt. So like I said, for me, just tapping into my intuition has helped me throughout life so much. I'm pretty sure I probably wouldn't even be alive today if you guys knew half the things I've been through and the things that I got out of because I just had this really strong feeling about it. And like when you're in touch with yourself, in tune with yourself, when you start to feel like it keeps reoccurring for you, like a feeling keeps reoccurring, and you just don't know what it is, and you're like, I know, like somebody's like, it's your intuition telling you like to get out of situations, to avoid them. So you really want to get in touch with that side of yourself. And I preach a lot about having meditation, just doing like meditation on yourself, because when you meditate, your mind is going to be open to so many different things, and you're just really going to start seeing the world for what it is, and really just knowing that when you feel a vibe about something, whether it's a relationship with somebody, or you're just dating, when you feel something and you feel like this don't seem right, honey, trust your first instinct, because chances are it ain't right. And I feel like even me, I've done that so many times where I'm like, but he said this to me, but he's so perfect for me, but he said he loves me, like how could I? But I'm telling you, when you tap into that intuition and you feel that vibe, like when somebody first does something to you, you gotta go with your first instinct. So if your instinct is to just immediately cut the person off, I would say do it, because you're probably gonna look back and be like, I knew I should have trusted my gut. And I know, like I said, a lot of us do that. I've done that several times in life where I'm like, mostly, I'm not gonna lie, it's mostly been on men. Because even situations that feel weird to me, like let's say I'm going out somewhere that day and I get a weird vibe about it, I'm probably not gonna do it. I know people are like, well, what if you just overreact and you overthink things? There's a difference between overthinking something and feeling an intuition, having a strong intuition that something is wrong. Now, I'm not saying it's going to prevent you from going through something that you may have to go through to grow and get where you're going. But when you are self-aware and you just know, I'll do another story time. I had a situation where I was in my early 20s and I was at a nightclub, and this was somewhere, like, it was not in my town where I was from. It was like somewhere far. So I'm way out here. I'm with a group of friends that, I knew, but I didn't know them that well. Like, I knew one girl, like, she was my close friend, but then she had friends with her. So we all went to a nightclub, And there was this guy that kept trying to talk to me. He just kept talking to me. And he just was weirding me out. And I'm like, dude, like, you are doing too much right now. And do you know, he told me, he was like, well, come to my car with me and, we could just talk. And I'm like, I'm not going to your car with you. Mind you, this guy was so aggressive. Like, we are literally in the club. This guy was literally trying to just grope all over me. At one point, he was even like tugging on my pants. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm not that kind of girl. I don't know what you're doing. And I don't even know this guy. So I just think about, like, what if I wasn't like in tune with myself and I actually went with this guy? What do you think would have happened to me? Like, I probably wouldn't be here. I don't know what he would have did with me. Who knows? I don't even know this guy, but that's what I'm saying. I felt a very weird vibe about this guy and I didn't do it. Another situation. Y'all, I got stories for days. This happened to me just this past summer, actually. I'm downtown, out and about with a few of my girlfriends, and there was a group of guys that came up to us. They were all cool. We were playing, Cornhusk? We were like at a brewery or something, or like a saloon kind of club. So we're playing Cornhusk with these guys. They seemed cool. They were cool. And we were drinking a little bit, and I was ready to go. So I told my friend, I was like, hey, maybe we should leave now because it's getting late. It's already almost, it was like 1 something in the morning. So I was like, maybe we should leave at this point. And so she's like, no, I'm having a great time. And I'm like, but these guys are like all over us. Like, they wouldn't even let us out their sights. So I just got a really bad feeling about these guys. And I'm like, something ain't right about these guys. Now, it's one thing to, buy a lady a drink. Cool, whatever, you bought a drink. But when you are stalking her and you just want to keep chasing her and going after her, that's when, to me, those are like huge red flags. So we ended up going into like a store because I wanted to get away from them. I was like, something ain't right. They don't want to let us out their sight. Like, it was a borderline weird. And like I said, I feel like really crazy intuition. Like, I just get this crazy feeling that I just can't shake it. So I told my friend, I was like, listen, we gotta get rid of these guys because something ain't right. They're just trying to follow us too much, and they don't even want us to leave them. Because, like I said, I was ready to go, and one guy was like, no, just stay. And I'm like, no, I'm not staying. I don't even know I'm not staying. So we ended up going somewhere else. We ended up going to one of the bathrooms, and I ended up calling the Uber, and I was like, I'm gonna just call an Uber, and we just gonna go hop in the Uber. So next thing I know, like, we come out the bathroom, and the guys are right there. And the one guy that kept trying to talk to me, he was literally in my face, trying to grab my hand, and he's like, no, you want to come with us? Well, let's go eat, let's go do something. I'm like, no, like, something was weird with these guys. And they're like, well, we could go back to my place. I know somebody who's having a party. Why don't we just go crash their place? They said they got, a bunch of drinks and stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm not feeling it. So I'm like, no. So I called the Uber, and it was a woman. So I told her, I was like, can you please stay on the phone with me? Because she was saying she couldn't find me. And I was like, please stay on the phone with me until I see you. I'm like, we're with these guys who are giving me the creeps. Like, they're acting real weird. And I was like, I don't want to be here right now. So she picked us up. But my thing was with them is, like, I don't know if they was trying to rob us or what. Because one guy, I'm not saying they were broke, but they didn't look like they was, like, they weren't really, you could tell they wasn't really balling like that. So that's already like a weird red flag for me when somebody looks like I'm not shallow, but if you look like you really don't got no money and you out downtown trying to talk to women, it's like, I feel like I'm too old for that. Like, you don't even look the part. But you acting crazy right now because you're like literally following me everywhere I go. He literally didn't want me out of his sight. His friends were offering us like drugs and stuff. I'm like, first of all, I don't do drugs, so that's not happening. And every time we said we wanted to go home, they were like, no, 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 just stay. What do you mean? Grabbing our hand, and I was weirded out by it. So that's another red flag for me. But like I said, I really trust in intuition because it's something that you really have to follow what you believe in. You really have to start thinking and saying, you know what makes you feel weird? If it makes you feel weird, then chances are it's probably weird. So, I mean, like I said, I'm just going to be doing these videos just in case anybody feels like they need help, or if you just want to get advice on something. You guys can always comment down below and let me know what you're thinking, and share your stories with me. Maybe you have some stories that you feel like have saved you in life. I'm very interested in hearing what everybody else has to say, because like I said, as women, I believe we possess so much, especially intuition. Like, I don't know what I would be without that gift that we all been given. So like I said, I enjoy making all these videos. Hopefully you guys like these videos too. And yeah, keep watching, and don't forget to subscribe down below. Hit the notification bell and let me know if you want to see more like this. Take care.